Big up, everyone. What is happening? The Liverpool Prophet back again with another live stream. Hope you are all doing well. Hope we are all doing good. Big up to every single one of you, man. Big up to you all, man. Apologies, I am 20 minutes late today. I didn't intend to be, but there was something that I had to take care of. So, apologies for being a little bit late. But nonetheless, I have arrived and I am here. Hope we're all doing good, man. As you can see in the title, we're going to be looking ahead to the big clash tomorrow in the Premier League, which is Manchester United versus Liverpool, of course, at Old Trafford. We'll discuss whether Liverpool can actually go there and get the win. It's very unlikely that we do, but stranger things have happened in football. So we're going to discuss a bit about that. I want to discuss a little bit about some other stuff as well. We'll look ahead to some of the other Premier League games as well. It's only right we do that too. And having said that, it'll be an interesting one. I'll even give you guys my starting 11 for tomorrow's game. So quite a bit to unpack there, quite a bit to discuss, and I hope everyone is doing well. Big up to you all again. Apologies for being 20 minutes late. I did have to push. I did have to push the live back 20 minutes because I had something to take care of quickly, but that's all taken care of now, and I am here. So big up to you all, man. Big up to you all. Where should we start, man? Should we start with the other Premier League games? Should we just get into it with the Man United Liverpool one? Should we talk about some other stuff? Let's just get into it, man. Let's just discuss the Manchester United versus Liverpool game tomorrow. Guys, it doesn't come bigger than this, does it? It doesn't come much bigger than this game. These two clubs are English royalty. These are, I think we all know that we are the biggest two clubs in England. Whatever you think, whoever you think is bigger, whether you think Manchester United are the bigger club, whether you think Liverpool are the bigger club, it's undeniable that we are the top two clubs in England. When you look at the amount of trophies we've got, 20 league titles each, we are a little bit better. Well, we are quite a bit better than them in Europe. We've got 6 Champions Leagues to 3. But again, English royalty, English heritage, as I said. The amount of trophies we have between us is actually insane. You know what I'm saying? The way I look at it, and I don't mean this as no disrespect to anyone else, but Man United, Liverpool, everyone else. That's how I look at it. You've got us and Man United, top 2, and then a good level below, you've got the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, and the other clubs as well. That's not me being disrespectful. That's just the way I look at it. It's a huge game, man. It's a game that will always get me excited no matter what, whether we're crap and they're good or vice versa. This is a game that will always have me hyped and excited, and it's no different this time around. I've not been very excited for games much this season. To be fair, I've been hardly excited for any game this year. However, this one here, look, I'm excited. I'm hyped up. Should I be? Probably not, because we're not great, but nonetheless, this is just what this fixture does, doesn't it? It causes and creates a lot of excitement and a lot of buzz. I'm sure United fans feel the same way as well. Personally, for me, and I've said it before, when the fixture list releases at the beginning of a season in August, I believe it is, there's always 2 games that I look at, and that's when we play Everton in the Merseyside derby, and then we play when we play Manchester United. I always look for that first, no matter what. I always have a look and see, okay, are we playing Man United home or away first? Are they coming to ours? Are we going to theirs? Are we playing Everton home or away first? Are they coming to ours or are we going to theirs? Sorry, guys, pardon me. It's just that game, isn't it? It is that game. It's mad because in a game like this, in a huge encounter like this, form does kind of go out the window. Let's be totally honest about it. I've seen the worst Manchester United sides in recent years, the last couple of years particularly, come to Anfield and get a good result. You know what I'm saying? I've seen us being unable to beat one of the worst Man United sides last season, a couple of years ago as well, and vice versa. I'm sure back in the day, in the early 2000s, when we weren't great and they were having their dominant period, we'd still go there and beat them. So you could never predict these games because at the end of the day, Man United could be poor, but against Liverpool, they'll up their game and they'll turn up no matter what. And it's vice versa. We could be poor and we could turn up against them and up our game, which is, more than likely this weekend. So again, it's just a big game in every sense of the word. United fans want to win this because they want the bragging rights over us. We want to win this because we want the bragging rights over them. No matter where we are in the league, no matter how much you think English football has declined, this is a game that you're always going to look forward to, no matter what, man, because of who it is and what it is. Big up, man. And here he is, Twisted Fate. Of course he's here. Of course he's here, man. Big up yourself, Twisted Fate, brother. Bruno. He's our Portuguese magnifico. He goes left, he goes right. Makes defenders look sight, and he's getting the assist record. Big up Twisted Fate, man. Big up Twisted Fate, man. In recent years, you'd probably have to say Liverpool have dominated this fixture, especially since around 2021 onwards. We've got some iconic results against them, let's be honest. Some iconic results against them that will go down in the history books when you look back. For them, in a bad way, for us, in a great way. We went to their ground and won 5-0, people. 5-0. We went to Old Trafford. Back in the early 2000s, can you imagine anyone going to Old Trafford and winning 5-0? Most of all, us. We went there and won 5-0. You know what I'm saying? Mohamed Salah is the only Liverpool player in our history to get a hat-trick at Old Trafford. Granted, that could have been Steven Gerrard's, because I remember when we beat them 4-1, he did miss a penalty. But Mohamed Salah will go down when he leaves Liverpool as the only player to have scored a hat-trick at Old Trafford. It's in the history books, brother. You can go have a look. It's in the history books. Big up to Clive, man. Big up yourself, brother. Appreciate you being in. We went there and won 5-0, people. Now, that's some absolute madness. Absolute craziness. That was 2021. And let's be honest, at the time, I think we all thought that nothing's going to get better than that. There'll never be a result that tops that between us two clubs again. A year later, we get an even better result against them, which is even crazier. Figment of imagination, you know. You're funny, bro. You are funny. A year later, they're having a decent season in their first year under Erik ten Hag. We're having a bit of a poor one. Well, a relatively poor one under Jurgen Klopp. They did beat us 2-1 that year at Old Trafford. I remember that. Reverse fixture at Anfield. I do remember United fans giving it a lot of verbal in the lead up to that game. I do remember that a lot, which is what pissed me off. And I didn't expect us to beat them at Anfield that year. And they come to Anfield, and that result that we got that night, that evening, is going to go down in the history books for a long time. Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0. Now, that's created a lot of memes down the years, and rightly so, because, wow, you know what I'm saying? I mean, United fans would absolutely wet themselves if they beat us 5-0 at Anfield, or if they beat us 7-0 at Old Trafford, wouldn't they? We didn't win a trophy that year. We went trophyless. We didn't even get Champions League football that season. We ended up in the Europa League, finished 5th. But that result was definitely the highlight of the season, man. It was definitely the highlight of the season. My season as well, because, you know, up until that point, we were struggling in the league. We needed a little bit of a boost, and what a result that was, 7-0. So we went then to their ground and won 5-0 back in 2021. 2023, they come to ours and win 7-0. Between that, there was a 4-0 game as well at Anfield. In the same season, we beat them 5-0. So the 21-22 season was my personal favourite 2 fixtures against United, because we did the double over them and we absolutely stacked them in 2 games. We fully deserved that result. It's painful, but it is what it is. To be fair, Twisted Fate, the first half of that game was pretty even. It was an even game in the first half. I think we probably just edged it. We did go 1-0 up. Second half, boom, United just completely capitulated and we just took advantage. Never thought that would be 7, though. I mean, but yeah, it's mad that you never think after the first game and the first half, of that game, going in at half time, that was going to finish 7-0. But hey, oh man, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, you know, all you got to do is look forward, man. It's a humiliating one, but you know, all you got to do is look forward. The 4-0 in between both of them. The 4-0 in between both of them at Anfield, my God, that was a... Personally, for me, people always say about 7-0. They've always gone about 5-0. That 4-0 at Anfield, that was my favourite one, personally, because you know what? It wasn't even just us beating them by 4. It was the dominance we showed on them in that game. You know what I'm saying? We completely dominated them from start to finish. They didn't lay a glove on us. You know what I'm saying? That was certainly a game to remember as well. We beat them 9-0 over the course of 2 games that season. 5 at their ground, 4 at our ground, 9-0 on aggregate. That will personally always be my favourite result against Manchester United. The one that isn't spoken about much, you know, people always gone about 7-5. Nah, that one for me, it's my personal favourite, man. always holds a place in my heart. Yeah, but your heads did go to Mars. Twisted Fate, your heads did indeed go to Mars, man. That was fucking insane. We were having fun, man. Darwin was bagging for fun. Salah was doing up Salah things. Firmino was doing up Firmino things. Yeah, what a night that was, man. What a night that was. Yeah, like I said, we might not have won nothing that year, but that result there, I'm not even going to say it was worth it because the trophy's important at the end of the day, but oh my god, did I love it. So yeah, we have, like I said there, as I just said, we have dominated this game in recent years, people. This has been the game this rivalry, this fixture has been dominated by us. I will say though, since the 7-0, results against them haven't been relatively great. A year later, back in 23-24, in Jurgen's last season, they came to Anfield, and I think we all expected to slap them again because they came into that game off the back of a very poor week. I believe they lost to Bayern, gone out of the Champions League. They'd been slapped 4-0 by Bournemouth as well at home the week before. We all went into that game thinking we were going to slap them again. And they came. We were poor in the night. They got a 0-0 draw. You did Twisted Fate. You did still finish above us in that season, yeah. You did. Indeed. But yeah, they came that year, got a 0-0 draw. I mean, we were trash on the night, let's be real. We had about 70% of the ball. They had about 30%. They did come for a draw. They came, parked the bus, and they got what they came for, you know what I'm saying? It was on us, to be fair, because we couldn't break them down that game. We could not break them down. So they get a 0-0 that year. I think we then played them in the FA Cup towards March, April, was it? Again, they knock us out the FA Cup at Old Trafford, something we have to hold. And then a couple of weeks later, we went back in the league to play them and we drew 2-2. That kind of dented our title race. So, you know, to think in Jurgen's last season at Liverpool, he didn't get a win against United is crazy. To think that Klopp in his final season did not get one win against United is mad. But yeah, we struggled the year after that, after being so dominant against them. A year later to not beat them in the league or in the FA Cup in one encounter is crazy. To be fair, that 4-3 game was the best derby of all time for both sides. I hear it, Twisted Fate. I hear it, man. It was a great game. It was a great game for sure. To be honest, I think we did let you guys off the hook because I remember at 2-1, we were just trying to play keep 1-on-1 the clock down. Weren't being clinical with our chances. I think if we were clinical, that would have been a different game. But yeah, we fucked around and found out, man. And we went out. And then you dented our title challenge a couple of weeks later as well, which is fucking crazy. But yeah, didn't get a win against United in Klopp's last season, which is fucking shocked, but it is what it is. Last season as well, guys, let's be honest. We beat them 3-0 at their ground at the beginning of the season. That was a bit surprising, I can't lie, because Old Trafford, traditionally, we know it's not a ground where Liverpool win at a lot, is it? You know, in his time at Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp got 2 wins at Old Trafford. Just 2. That is fucking insane when you think about it, that he only won there twice. One was a 4-2 win in lockdown, and the other was the 5-0. Other than that, most of the times we went there under Klopp, it was a draw, or they'll beat us on the other occasion. So it just goes to show that Old Trafford is not an easy hunting ground for Liverpool whenever they go there. And that kind of made that 3-0 win there impressive last season, because for Arne Slot to go there to Old Trafford first time around in his first visit there and win 3-0, that was very, very impressive. You know, even Klopp couldn't do that in his first season at Liverpool, his first full season. That was impressive. But then the reverse fixture, I'm going to be honest, last season's Anfield game against United pissed me the fuck off. Mainly because I feel we gave them a draw. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they were particularly great. I think Trent was the problem for both of them goals. Both times being lazy defensively, not tracking his man, letting Arma Diallo go. Trent, let's be honest, Trent gave United that 2-2 draw last season at Anfield. That pissed me off because they were shit at the time, man. They were so shit, and we were doing so well, and we let them come Anfield and get a 2-2 draw against us. Didn't sit well with me. Did not sit well with me. So we dropped points to them last season. And then obviously this season when we played them at Anfield, we fucking lost. You know, they haven't beaten us at Anfield since 2016, people. 2016 was the last time. He did get cooked, man. He did. That was the game actually, funnily enough, that was the game that turned me against Trent. You know, before that, I was trying to advocate for him, but when he did that, because he did it against United, out of all clubs, he did it against United. You put in a half-assed display like that against them in a game where everyone's supposed to give their all. That was the game where I was like, yeah, he can fuck off in this summer, get him out of here. And I haven't changed my tune since then. He's a rat. He's a rat, man. I'll always admit that he's a legend for the club. Begrudgingly, I have to say he's a legend for the club. But he's a rat. He's a fucking rat, man. Putting a half-assed display at home against United, you got a death wish doing something like that. You know, the reason why you left with a 2-2 draw was because of that dickhead. So he did get cooked indeed, man. He did. They haven't beaten us at Anfield since 2016 in the league, man. 2016. The last time they won at Anfield, Louis van Gaal was their manager. The Dutch guy, Louis van Gaal, was the head coach. Now, my memory doesn't go that far back. Forgive me, guys. I can't remember if I think it was a Wayne Rooney goal or something that won them the game that time back then. Guys in the chat, let me know if I'm wrong there, but I'm sure Rooney was the one who scored the winner at Anfield last time out when they beat us in 2016. That's a fucking record we didn't want broken, let's be honest. Almost 10 years they went without a win at Anfield, and we just gave it them this season. Again, in the game, we were shit. We were shit against them at home. Yeah, it was Wayne Rooney. It was Wayne Rooney. I thought so, yeah. See, I do kind of remember, but I don't remember at the same time because it's so long ago. We were shit against them at Anfield, let's be honest. Again, they came to us with that same game plan that they did back in 23-24. Came with a low block, tried to counter on us. And it didn't fucking help that we conceded a goal in the first fucking minute because then they have something to hold on to. You know, that game again, they score in the first minute. They then sit back for most of the game. We equalise and then we fucking screw up again. Harry Maguire, out of all fucking players, scores a header to win them the game, making it 2-1. To be fair, that's the game where I was like, yeah, we could be in for a bit of a disappointing season here. That game came after an international break as well. You know, we just lost to Chelsea before that, before the break. We just lost to Palace and Galatasaray as well. Yeah, Galatasaray. You come back after the break and there's no fucking improvements and you lose to them at home. Them? Yeah, fuck out of here, man. That's when I knew something was wrong. And since then, we've been in a bad position and we haven't really been able to rectify our problems. Let's be totally honest. So since that 7-0, guys, results against United have been pretty shit. You know, 1-3-0 win against them last season. Other than that, you got 2 draws. Correction. They beat us 4-3 in the cup, and they beat us 2-1 at Anfield. So they've got 2 wins against us since that 7-0. We've got 1 win against them since that 7-0, the 3-0 last year. And there's been a lot of draws in between there as well. The 0-0, the 2-2, and the 2-2 last season as well. It's been shit, man. I don't know what it is. Obviously, they've realised that they can never let a result like that happen again. And dare I say, we've kind of gone into games against them a little bit too overconfident. I do feel that that is the case for sure. That 0-0 game at Anfield 2 years ago, I do feel like we went into that game with too much confidence. I got to be honest. I felt like there was a lot of talk before the game, how we were going to slap them again. It was going to be another 7, 8, 9. I do think that got to our players, and we went into the game thinking we were going to have our way with them, and they end up surprising us. So I think that's a problem. I think that 7-0's kind of caused us to go into games against United now and think we're just going to have an easy crack at it, and we're not. We're not, man. Hence why results have been pretty shit against them since then. You know what I'm saying? Big up to Die for Liverpool, man. If Richard Hughes showers Curtis Jones, I will be so mad. He's the only player. The ball is with him. I hear it, Die for Liverpool. I don't want to lose Curtis Jones. I don't want to lose him. Richard Hughes is leaving himself in the summer, Die for Liverpool. I don't know if you've seen it, but he is off in the summer, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. But Jones, I think he does go at the end of the season. I can't lie. It looks like he does one out. Unfortunate. He's the only Scouser in the team. With Trent now gone, he's the only one. He's the only Scouser we have in the team. And it was shocked to fucking lose him. Because while you might not rate him as a player the highest, you know on the pitch he'll go out there and die. He'll give his all. He'll give 100%. And that's, for me, if you're a Liverpool player, that's the one main thing I look at. one main thing that we look at. It'll shock to lose him, but it is what it is, man. Hopefully he doesn't go though. Big up to Bus Baptiste, man. Big up Prophet. Wine for my men at for dawn. We ride to Manchester. We do indeed, man. We do indeed ride to Manchester at dawn. Look, I'm excited and I'm nervous at the same time. Sorry, guys. But I'll always look forward to this game no matter what. I just always will. We was calling him Lamine Maguire after that time as well. I hear it, Twisted Fate. I hear it, but I mean, look, at the end of the day, I don't particularly rate Harry Maguire. I think he's pretty shit, to be honest. But to score a winner at Anfield, you're always going to get a lot of love for that, aren't you? So I hear it. Big up to Brian, man. Big up to Brian. Hope you're doing well, brother. I am doing well. I hope you are as well. Trust me, Slot is out at the end of the season. I think so, Bus Baptiste. I do think so as well. I think with Richard Hughes leaving, I think the writing's on the wall for Arne Slot as well. I think he'll also follow suit with him as well. I can't lie. Big up Clive as well as always, man. Appreciate you being in, brother. To be fair, sorry, I read that completely wrong. To be honest, I feel that 7-0 actually woke up my players, to be honest, but I feel the absolute hate they received cannot be replicated ever. Yeah, Twisted Fate, look, you know, I don't know what you're like on this, but I know all United fans are different. Some of them will hate City more than they hate Liverpool. Some of them will even hate Arsenal more than they hate Liverpool because of the 2000s thing. But I don't know how you sit on that. I don't know whether you see Liverpool as the main rivals or what. I don't know. But nonetheless, Liverpool are a rival regardless whether you think they're the number one rival, number two, number three. And it's always going to suck like shit when you lose to a rival. And yeah, Twisted Fate, United fan players did get a lot of fucking ridicule for that, man. A lot. They still get ridicule for that till this day. Even though it was 3 years ago almost, which is fucking insane. Time flies, man. It really does. 3 years ago since that result. You're always going to get ridiculed after that. I could never imagine us going to Old Trafford and losing 7-0. It'll never happen in my lifetime. I'm confident in saying that. You know, the fact, and I think what's even worse, Twisted Fate, is the fact that the year before that we won 5-0 at your ground, which is fucking mad. So I think that probably made it even worse. And the fact that we weren't even having a good season, you were having a decent season, we were having a shit one. You were expected to come and get a good result, and we blitzed you 7-0. Look, they're always going to get ridiculed, man. And I hear it. It definitely did wake your players up, probably. Selling Jones will be more painful than Diaz. I hear that. I hear that die for Liverpool. I hear it because of that aspect of he's a local kid. He's been with the club since he was just a kid. He knows what it's about being a Liverpool player. Will he be more painful than Diaz? For some people, yeah. For some people, no. I don't know how I feel on that personally. I think they're both painful losses. But yeah, look, we don't want to lose Curtis Jones, man. We don't want to lose Curtis Jones. Do you think the owners are looking for reasons to keep Slot? Brian, that's a good question. You know, do I think the owners are looking for reasons to keep Slot? I don't think FSG are particularly looking for reasons. I don't think they particularly care, to be fair. Again, FSG aren't really in the loop on a lot of what goes on at Liverpool because they're so absent. So I don't think they know much. I don't think they know much about what happens at the club. The sporting directors are there to oversee the footballing side of things. And from what I've seen, Richard Hughes is the one that wants Arne Slot to stay. He's the one advocating for Slot to stay. So I don't think FSG really care. I don't think they have an issue sacking him. I think it's Richard Hughes more so that wants to keep him. I think he's the one that's advocating and so adamant Slot should stay. I don't know why. Can't see why, but yeah. But with him going, Brian, in the summer, that then kind of leaves Slot in a bit of a shit situation because there's no one really there that's backing him like that and supporting him. So I don't think the owners are looking for reasons to keep him. I think it's more the sporting director is looking for reasons to keep him. The owners of Liverpool are a hedge fund business and they only do things for profit. And for no reason, yeah, look, what's the place? That's spot on. That is spot on. Well, he doesn't carry profit, does he? And that's not good for their balance books, is it? So they're businessmen at the end of the day, aren't they? FSG are businessmen. And when they sit down at the end of a season for the review, they're going to look at it from the business aspect, aren't they? And they're going to see from a business aspect, it's not been good enough this season. And hopefully they fucking see that as well. If not, then they're fucking blind. But they should see that from a business aspect, this season has not been good enough. And they need a better season next year. I'm not saying they're going to do that. They're going to sack him because they want to win, because that's not why. They'll sack him because it's hurting their balance books. And that's what I think personally. But I agree with you on that, West Baptist. Our PSR is not that bad. Why don't we keep everyone and buy some new players without squad depth? We can't compete in the Premier League or the UCL. Look, again, that's the Liverpool model, isn't it? Die for Liverpool. We got to sell to buy and all this rubbish. I don't particularly agree with it. I don't particularly like it. I don't like this whole sell to buy rubbish. I think it's a load of BS. Other clubs don't have to sell to buy. And Slot pretty much said after the PSG game that it's going to be a summer of Liverpool selling to buy, regardless of who the coach is. So I don't know why we do it, Die for Liverpool. I think, again, it's just more cheap behaviour from FSG. Another way that they don't have to spend a lot of money. It is what it is, man. I mean, you're right, without squad depth. To be fair, if we build a decent starting 11, we can compete. But then you're banking on players not getting injured. You're having to rely on players being fit over time, because you get one injury to a key player, it can all fall apart. You know what I'm saying? It can all fall apart. There is no team that I'll ever hate more than Liverpool. They're the ones with a history in England that's just as great as ours. They are and always will be. The main. I hear that, Twisted Fate. I hear that. You know what? For me, because it's the local derby, I think Everton probably means a bit more to me personally. But United are always going to be a close second, man. They're always going to be a close second. I don't feel this is so much a derby. I feel it's more so we hate each other because we're the two biggest in England, and we want to show the other that we're better than the other. So that's where I think our hatred kind of stems from. Whereas Everton, that's the city rivals, that's the derby. We see them every day. United, two biggest clubs in England, hence why we hate each other. It's a shame that we've never been good at the same time, Twisted Fate. Can you remember a time that we've ever been good at the same time? It just doesn't work, does it? United and Liverpool are never good at the same time. Either we're good and you're shit, or we're shit and you're good. I want to see United good at the same time as Liverpool for once in my lifetime. I fucking hate them. I'd love to go at a title race with them, or go head to head for a title in my lifetime with Man United. I've never seen that. I'm sure you've never seen that, Twisted Fate. I'd personally love that. To go head to head with a good United side and beat them to a title. Ugh, I don't think there'll ever be a sweeter feeling than that. You know what I'm saying? It's a shame it's never fucking happened, man. It's weird as well that we can never be good at the same time. Our song is something every team would kill for. You'll never walk alone is worth 9 points a season. The 12th man is felt at this club more than any club. 100% agree, West Baptist, man. 100% agree with that. That you'll never walk alone anthem will always be special, man. It will always be special. I agree with that. If United and Liverpool was good at the same thing, it was good at the same time, that season would go hard. It would twist it. It'd break the internet. You'd have the two big dogs in England going at it again. And it would really rake the Premier League up to the proper Liverpool rivalry, man. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it in my lifetime. Will I ever see it? I don't know. I'm not sure, but I would love to see it once in my lifetime. Guys, this is a nice gesture from United. I had to touch on this, but this is so lovely. When I saw it today, it kind of made my heart warm a bit. Fabrizio Romano posted about it as well, but I can't find his post on it. But I'll just bring this one up. This made my heart warm, man, when I seen it. This is really class from Manchester United. So anything Liverpool have reported that on Sunday, Old Trafford will pause for Diogo Jota. As per a report from David McConnell, Manchester United fans are being encouraged to show respect to Diogo Jota with an applause in the 20th minute on Sunday. 20th minute applause, one moment for respect. This is beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. And it just goes to show that we're rivals, we're not enemies at the end of the day. At the end of the day, this is just football. It's a game. Yes, on the pitch we're rivals, but there are bigger things, again, in life and in general than football. And I think this shows, again, just how much of a class act Manchester United are when they can be. When it matters, United and Liverpool have always come together when things bigger than football are on the surface. And again, this is a class gesture from them. They don't have to do this. The fact that they're going out of their way to do this, it's big respect, man. Big, big, big respect, man. 100% Twisted Fate, bro. I remember that. I remember when Ronaldo lost his unborn child and we did clap in the 7th minute back in 2022. It is only right. It is only right, man, that you clap for Jota. But I love it. I love it. That really made me smile when I saw that this morning. I woke up, first thing I saw when I opened up Instagram was that, and I thought, wow, fair play, Manchester United, man, fair play. Rivals, not enemies. That's what it shows at the end of the day. It's the final day in the Championship. Who everyone like promoted Ipswich, Millwall, or Middlesbrough. I don't really have a preference, to be fair, Brian, on that. I can't lie. I don't have a preference on that one. I'd say because they haven't been in the Prem for a while, I'll say Millwall. I've seen Middlesbrough in the Prem, they're crap. Ipswich don't want them back up, man. They're a yo-yo club. So I'd say Millwall purely because it's been a while since they've been in the club, in the Premier League. So it'd be great to see them back for sure. But yeah, guys, that is pure class from Manchester United. Pure class. And yeah, it's quite similar. It is quite similar. So big up Manchester United Football Club for that. Big up to them. Very, very, very kind gesture. And that's something that Liverpool fans will never forget. I'm sure United fans will never forget when we clap for CR7. And we'll certainly never forget when they clap for Diogo in the 20th minute tomorrow. If West Ham stay up, then I pray to Millwall. If West Ham stay up, yeah, I know that I never really saw that derby because I'm not exactly the oldest, but I hear that it's very intense, and it's very intense going to the Millwall Stadium, bro. So if they stay up, it'd be good for them to come up and hit Millwall. But if West Ham go down, either way, you're going to see that derby again, aren't you? You know, if Millwall get promoted, you'll see it in the Prem. If they go to the Championship, West Ham, you'll see that in the Championship. So, yeah, I think purely because they haven't been in the league for a while, I would say Millwall. You know, Ipswich were here last season. They were absolutely shit, man. Absolutely shit. I don't want to see them up anytime soon. Because you know if they come up, they're going to be going straight back down. You don't want to see that. You want to see a team that actually do well coming up like Sunderland have done. And in Middlesbrough, they haven't been in the Prem for a while either. Middlesbrough's been about 10 years or so, but who wants to see them back in the Prem? Real talk. Who wants to see them back? You're big up to Mickham, man. Big up to Mickham. Big up yourself, Mickham. Pay a profit and chat. Big up, bro. Class act from United. RIP Diogo and Andre. RIP Diogo and Andre, man. It's brilliant. It's brilliant for Manchester United, and it's certainly a moment that us Liverpool fans will always appreciate, and it will live with us forever. You know what I'm saying? So big up to them for that. Something that they don't have to do, but they're going out of their way to do it. So yeah, big up to them. So for the game tomorrow, people, we discussed a bit about the history of the two clubs and the past results. Looking at this one tomorrow, going into the game, you have to make United favourites. Let's be honest, you have to make them the favourites because 100% twisted fate, man. Life is bigger than any rivalry. Life is bigger, man. There's always a bigger picture and everything, and you know, at the end of the day, the health of our loved ones, the health of the people we love is always going to be more important in football. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's sad when you think about it because we all kind of wish Diogo was still with us. In fact, most Liverpool fans wish that. I would have given that. I'd personally give that 20th league title back if it meant we could have Diogo back with us. I'd give that a 20th league title back tomorrow if we could. I really would because again, it's bigger than football, isn't it? But yeah, before I get too emotional on that because I'm starting to get a bit emotional saying talking about that. So yeah, going forward, we'll discuss more about tomorrow's game. Then you have to get apologies, guys. I'm feeling a bit emotional now discussing that. I don't know why that's happened, but yeah. Going into tomorrow's game, you've got to make Manchester United favourites because I think going into it, they're in better form than Liverpool are. The fact that they beat us under Amrim and they sacked the manager is fucking crazy. But since Michael Carrick has come into Manchester United, he stabilised them, got them in a good position as well. You know, they were floating around with Ruben Amorim. He's come in and they've had a good hit. You know, they're going to qualify for the Champions League. I believe they know. I believe they only need 2 points or something. They need 2 points to qualify for the UCL, which they'll get. You know what I'm saying? With the last couple of games they got, if they beat us, they'll get them. So they're going to get Champions League football. Big improvement, to be fair, from what they were last year. They were so bad last year, finished 15th. This season, they're most likely going to get third place. So that's a big improvement for them. They've done incredibly well from where they were earlier in the season and last season to come in and do Michael Carrick to do what he's done. It's really good. It's really good. Even as a someone who doesn't like them, I've got to say that they have done well. Do I think they benefited from the league being poor? Yes, but then so have the likes of City, hence why they're in the title race, and Arsenal. So I don't really agree with that. You've just got to do what you got to do. You can't rely on other clubs. It's like when people say we only won the league because everyone was shit. Yes, that's true, but we still have to do our part. United, at the end of the day, they're benefiting, of course, but they've still got to do their part and win games, and that's what they're doing. Recently, I don't think they've been as good. You know what I'm saying? I think they have kind of dipped a bit. They lost to Leeds recently, just about got over the line to Brentford and Chelsea away. So they have dipped, but look, it's United Liverpool. They're going to show up in this game regardless. They're going to show up in this game. Honestly, I know what some humans are like. So before we see twats not clapping for it, RIP Diogo, and I will be clapping from the stands. Big up Twisted Fate, man. I appreciate that, brother. Big up yourself, Twisted, man. Big up yourself, brother. So yeah, there's always going to be idiots in the ground not clapping, man. There's always going to be some scumbag, but we can't eradicate that, unfortunately, can we? If there was a way to do that, I think we'd all love to eradicate it, but there's always going to be some idiots, man. You know what I'm saying? But Twisted Fate, again, appreciate you, bro. Big up yourself. They're going to be up for it tomorrow. And plus, they're the home team. It's Old Trafford. They know in their heads they've got a good record against Liverpool at Old Trafford. The fans, I know United fans will be up for it. The crowd will be energetic. It's Old Trafford. And United are going to sense blood. From a Liverpool perspective, again, a very, very poor season. Recently, we've been very hit and miss as well. Beat Palace last weekend. We weren't particularly great against Palace. Played some good stuff here and there, but we weren't particularly great against Palace at home. We got the job done. The week before that, the derby against Everton again. I think Everton were the better team in that game, but I think we smashed and grabbed it with the quality we have. So our last two results will be good on paper. We've got 6 points, but performances haven't been particularly convincing. And going away to Manchester United with performances like that, or with a performance like we did against Palace and Everton, I don't think we'll be lucky enough to get away with it because they've got more quality in their team than Everton and Palace have. Let's be honest about it. They have. Every club does. Thankfully, it's just a minority, Brian. Thankfully, it's just a minority. Players to look out for United. Look out for me, United. Look, you've got to look out for Bruno Fernandes, haven't you? You have to look out for Bruno Fernandes. He's someone who does step up in big games for United. Has scored against Liverpool as well in the past numerous times. So he's someone to look out for. Sesko's in good goal scoring form at the moment. He's someone that you need to look out for as well. I don't know whether Cunha is available, but Cunha, another one, is someone to look out for. I do think Cunha is a good player. And he's also been scoring a lot recently for United. So he's definitely someone to look out for as well. So there's 3 players that instantly we need to look out for and be alert on. I don't know what United are like defensively. I'm not sure what they're like. But I'm sure we can get at them with the likes of Isak and, 1 or 2 as well. Even if we draw 2-2 profit, as long as Bruno gets the 2 assists to break the record tomorrow to win. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes is close to breaking that assist record, isn't he? That's crazy, man. You got to big him up for doing that. You got to big him up for putting himself in that conversation. Who's above him? I think it's Henry and someone else, isn't it? That's above him currently. That is bragging rights over Arsenal, I can't lie. Imagine saying to them that Bruno Fernandes has got more assists than Thierry Henry. But it is Henry and another player that's currently above him. Correct me if I'm wrong. Dorgu is apparently match fit again, by the way. Dorgu's another one, man. He stepped up against Arsenal away, I believe, and scored for you. So, yeah, another player to look out for. But, yeah, there's 3 players that I'm looking out for. Sesko, Cunha, and Bruno Fernandes. Them 3 are going to be problems, especially with us not being defensively great as well. I can definitely see them getting at us and giving us problems. Henry and KDB, okay. So Bruno needs 2 more assists, does he, to break that record? I can see him getting that, to be fair. I can see him getting that. Maybe not tomorrow, but I do see him before the season ending getting that assist record. So you got to look, whatever people think about Bruno Fernandes as a footballer, I don't think he's the best captain, but he has stepped up for United. He scored in the final against them, against City in the FA Cup final, sorry. I know it was a penalty, but he still scored. He does step up for United with clutch goals a lot of the time, and he does save them a lot. So while people might not rate him as a footballer, I feel the problem people make is they compare him to Roy Keane. You can never do that. You can't compare your players of now to the players of the past. That's what I've learned down the years. Um, so fans, you compare Roy Keane and Bruno. Why are you doing it? They're two very different types of captains. Um, one was back in the early days. This is now. So I don't feel we can look back and compare. I think people we got to look to the future. You know what I'm saying? And the here and now. And Bruno does step up for United when they need him. He does. I know people don't particularly like him. Um, I don't particularly like him being a Liverpool fan, but he steps up. And when you look at what Arsenal's captain does in big games, hides like a little bit. Sorry, guys, Arsenal fans, if you're watching, apologies, but their captain hides like a little bit when it matters. You know, Bruno's a good captain in that regard. Big up Joshy J, man. Good morning to you as well, brother. Hope you're well. 1-1. 1-2 match one. Breakers, he's only on 19. Okay. Twisted Fate. Interesting. He'll get it. I think he'll break that assist record personally. I think he's got that in the bag. So, look, United will certainly be up for that game tomorrow. The question is, are we going to be up for it? Because I know they will be. Are we going to be up for it? Because at Old Trafford, we don't traditionally get a result there, but we don't even traditionally play well there. To be fair, we don't. It's a ground we struggle at when we go to. It used to be we struggle at Old Trafford, but we beat them at Anfield. Recently, we struggled against them at Anfield as well. So I don't know, man. Before the Everton game, I would have gone into this game thinking, yeah, we've got no fucking chance. After the Everton game, seeing how we managed to get a win there at the Derby, Everton as well is another ground that we don't traditionally win at. You know, Old Trafford and Everton, we don't traditionally win there. The fact that we went to Everton and won this season, not being great, kind of gives me a bit of hope for this game. But like I said, United have got much more quality in their team than Everton have, and they've got a lot more players in their team that can hurt us. So can't really compare. But you know, I worry about what how we're going to go into this game. So injury wise, Allison is unfortunately out. There was talks about whether Allison would be back and be available for this game. It looked like he was going to be available, but Slot has confirmed that it's too soon for him. He should be back for Chelsea next weekend, but United tomorrow will be too much of a step. Mohamed Asfili is still of course out. He'll be out for the rest of the season. So it is going to be Woodman in goal tomorrow. Is that a concern? Yes and no. He was good against Palace, very, very solid against Palace. But United is a different kettle of fish, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? They got a lot more attackers that can hurt you. So, um, yeah, he's unavailable. Mo Salah, of course, is unavailable, which is fucking annoying because we know how much he loves scoring against these lot. So he won't be available for tomorrow. But it is what it is. So that's two senior pros missing. Oh, twisted fate here. Final thoughts before I go shopping. I'm very confident in a win with current form, but I wouldn't be surprised at a draw. Bless the prophet. Hopefully catch you before tomorrow as I'm a bit at the game. Big up Twisted Fate, man. Appreciate you locking in, brother. Enjoy the game, man. Enjoy the game. Hope you enjoy the game and not the result because I hope we win, of course. But yeah, great talk, man. You should be confident with a win. You're going into the game in better form than we are. But again, you never know in games like this because form does go out the window. But yeah, big up, bro. Appreciate you stopping in. Enjoy the game tomorrow, but don't enjoy the result. Big up, man. Go enjoy your shopping, man. Whatever you got to do your shopping for, go enjoy it. But yeah, what was I just saying there? It's a shame that Allison's unavailable, but I do kind of trust Woodman going into this game. I do trust him. But again, United have got a lot more attackers in their team that can hurt Woodman and give him grief. Salah being unavailable pisses me off because this is his last game against United. This is his last fucking game against United at Old Trafford. The man is going to go down when he leaves Liverpool as the only player in our history to score a hat-trick at their Can you hear me now, people? Can you hear me now? Hopefully you can hear me now. That's fucking annoying. I don't know why that happened, but apologies. We were doing so well. We were doing so fucking well with no technical issues. Fuck's sake. Hopefully I'm back though now. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. I'm not going to go for too long anyway. I'm only going to be on for another 15, 20 minutes anyway. But I know Mohamed Salah would have had something for them tomorrow. Despite not being great, it's United. It's his bread and butter. It's the team he loves playing against. I know he would have had something for them. It's a fucking shame he ain't going to play tomorrow. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. This is where we need the likes of Alexander Isak to step up now, isn't it? Let's be honest. This is now where we need Alexander Isak to step up and show his mark. It's his first, well, actually his second game against United because he did play in the reverse fixture. Yes, he missed a good opportunity at 1-0 at Anfield to level it and he didn't take it. So Isak's going to be for me, he's going to be the main outlet tomorrow. He is the player that I'm looking at and thinking, okay, everything's going to have to go to you because Mo's now out injured. We don't really have no one off the left that can really cause damage. Off the right, we don't have no one with Mo out. Manager won't play Chiesa. So it's Isak. We're going to have to feed Isak the ball and we're going to have to get him in the right positions and give him the service. If we do, he can be an issue to their defence. He can cause their defence issues, I believe. So we've got to feed him. Other players that I think can cause United damage in our team. Szoboszlai is certainly someone to look out for. Big game player. Stepped up numerous times for us. He's got to start. And he's someone that I look at and think, yeah, he can definitely cause them problems. Wirtz scored a very good goal last week. Looked good. Hopefully he can give them United some problems this week as well. Jones, I think, needs to start because we need a bit of fight and tenacity in the game. Players that I don't want to see on the pitch, McAllister. McAllister's not been at the races this season. He's been very, very poor for my liking. I don't want to see him tomorrow. I don't. I'm sorry, but we can't afford to risk him in a game like this. For him to come in and do shit and for us to lose and him be a big reason for it. Nah, so no McAllister tomorrow, in my opinion. I wouldn't even start Gravenberch, but we got no choice because there's no one else. I think Jones has got to be in there. So Szoboszlai's certainly got to be in there. Who else has got to be in there? Let me think. And Isak's the one who's going to be our outlet, isn't he? Get the ball to Isak in good areas, and I think he can hurt that United defence. As for us, guys, I can't lie. Defensively, I'm worried because we're not great defensively. We are. I know exactly what we're like defensively. We want fuckery a lot of the time. One week we can be good defensively, another week we can be shit. Big up to AJ, man. Big up yourself, AJ. Appreciate you being in the building, brother. Hope you're doing well, man. Appreciate you being in. We did indeed, and you came. Big up yourself, man. Kanate and Van Dijk, recently, again, we know that they're on fuckery at times. Sometimes they can be good defensively. Other times we can have a bozo game. Majority of the time this season, we've had a bozo game. Or both of them have had a bozo game. So in my opinion, them two are, dare I say, a weak link, but they're more than capable of fucking around tomorrow and finding out. I'll say that. With Sesko being on good goal scoring form, we got to be on it defensively. If we're not, they're going to fucking have joy. They are going to fucking have joy. Defensively, we've got to be on it. Bradley would have been perfect for this game. I would have loved to see Bradley, but don't think he'll be available. Obviously, he's not available. I'd start Robertson as well for the experience, but that won't happen either. So I just hope the team that I put out into the pitch give it a good go. It's United. You've got to turn up and you've got to put in a performance. In recent years, since the 7-0, we haven't really done that. Didn't do that earlier this season either. Got to step up tomorrow. We have to. Prophet, if you don't want McAllister, please send him my way to Liverpool fan, Odegaard. We're good, AJ. We don't want Odegaard here. I'll more than happily take an out of form Alexis McAllister any day of the week out over Martin Odegaard. Thank you, AJ. Thank you, AJ. 16 likes. Big up to everyone who's liked. Appreciate every single one of you that has dropped a like. It means a lot. Big up to you all, man. So I'm going to give you guys my predicted starting 11 for tomorrow's game, guys. I'll run you guys through it. This is the team that I think will play. Apologies, it is a little bit slow on my end, so if I just scroll down a little bit. So this is the team that I've gone with, people. this is the team that I have gone with for tomorrow's game. As you can see right there, 4-2-3-1, of course, is the formation. Your game against Manchester United screams 2-2 in my opinion. I do think it will be a draw. AJ, I agree. I think it will be a good game as well. I think it will be a very good game. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a draw. I'll do my score prediction at the end, though. You're obviously going 2-2. I hear that. So obviously in goal with Ali out injured, unfortunately, and Mohamed Asfali out, it will be Woodman, of course, in goal. Like I said, was good against Crystal Palace, but United attackers are obviously higher quality than Palace's attackers, so that'll cause us more issues. Hopefully, Woodman can have a similar game to what he had last week, though. It would be nice if we had Alisson available. We don't, of course. He'll be back for Chelsea, but this game at Old Trafford is a little bit too much for him. He's missed both games against United this season, Alisson has. He missed the reverse fixture at Anfield, and he's missed this one as well, which is fucking annoying, but it is what it is. Woodman in goal. After last week's performance, not too much of an issue there. At right back, I've gone with Curtis Jones. I do think he's going to play McAllister and Grav in the double pivot, so that way, I think the only way we can put Jones into the team is if he plays right back. I agree, because I don't think Frimpong's good in a game like this, because defensively, Frimpong isn't great. He's more so better when it comes to being an attacking fullback. I think we need a bit more defensive stability in this game. So I think Jones will play at right back. Do I agree with it? No. Do I think it's the right decision for this game, though? Yes, I do. So Jones right back. Centre back pairing, of course, Van Dijk and Konate, as expected. Left back, I would go with Andrew Robertson, personally. I would go with Andrew Robertson for the experience, but the manager won't do that. We know Kerkez is now pretty much, at this point, the number one choice at left back. So it will be Milos Kerkez off the left-hand side. So that will be the back four. Midfield double pivot, it will be Gravenberch and McAllister. We know that. I'm not too confident with either of them, I'll be honest. McAllister's been so off form this season, as is Gravenberch, more so McAllister though, but playing them two in the midfield against United with the way they've been doesn't fill me with confidence. It doesn't fill me with confidence, but hey, what I want is irrelevant. It's what Slot wants, man, and we know he'll play them two in the double pivot, so that's the double pivot. Moving up top with Mohamed Salah out, unfortunately, I think the manager will go with Dominic Szoboszlai off the right wing. Again, I feel that's the only way Szoboszlai is going to fit into the team for this game. He won't give Chiesa a chance, we know that. And I don't even think he'll give Rio a chance in this game off the right, so I see Szoboszlai starting off the right wing. Is it, again, am I happy with that? No, I'd rather see him in midfield, but him being on the pitch is huge tomorrow because of how vital he's been for us this season. Hopefully he can work some magic. Wirtz, I think, will start in the 10. Again, Wirtz was really good last week, man. Scored a great goal as well. Hopefully, he can take that good goal-scoring form into this game and continue with it. Off the left, I think it will be Gakpo. Gakpo, again, also had a very good performance. Well, I'm not going to say a very good performance, actually. He had a good performance last week against Palace. Nothing special, nothing amazing, but he was decent, and hopefully he can continue that on. I'd start Rio, but the manager, I think, will go with Gakpo because he wants his experience for United away. And down the centre, then, I think it will be Alexander Isak. Like I said, he's the one who's going to be feeding him the ball. I think he can cause United problems. I'll say that. That's what I will say. Again, he also scored a very good goal last weekend. Had an all-round decent performance as well in the game. So he's certainly someone that I'm looking at for this game and thinking, okay, can you continue from last week? You know, all the players that did well last week, Woodman, Wirtz, Isak, all had solid performances. Can they continue that into this United game this weekend? Remains to be seen. But that's the team I've gone with, people. That is the team that I've gone with. 4-2-3-1, of course. It's the same. There's no Alisson and Mo, our two of our senior players, missing for this game. That is a big shame. But it is what it is, man. Just top defensively, Konate and Van Dijk are not doing up fuckery, and they're on it. Because otherwise Sesko will have joy. You know what I'm saying? Hope Jones and Kerkez can help out off the left. Hope the midfield can be compact. Need Gravenberch and McAllister to both have a good game. Is it unlikely? Yes. Hopefully they'll prove me wrong. And then Szoboszlai, of course, look, we know how good Szoboszlai is this season. He can float around and try and make something happen. If a set piece does happen in a good area, if we get a set piece in a good area, give him the ball, let him have a crack at it. Wirtz as well, good last week. Hopefully he can create a bit more. And then Gakpo and Isak as well. So that's my team for tomorrow's game, people. That is the team that I am going with for tomorrow's game. Is it good? Is that good enough to go away to United and win? Of course it is. Of course that team is good enough to go away to Manchester United and win. Will that team go away to Manchester United and win, though? That's the question. That is the question. Can we go away and do it? I think it all depends on how we approach the game, doesn't it? It all depends on how we approach the game. But yeah, that's the team that I've gone with, and we'll see what happens with it. We shall see what happens. I'll just take that off the screen there. I agree with AJ. I think this game is nailed on to be a draw. How do I see both teams approaching the game? Look, Man United are known, not even just on the carrot, but in recent years for being a counter-attacking side. So I expect them to give us the ball. I expect us to probably dominate possession and have more of the possession. And I think they'll probably sit back a bit. Not too much because they'll still want to give it a go, but I expect us to have more of the ball. And I think they'll probably plan the counter against us. And that's what they do all the time when they play us, isn't it? That's literally their tactic every time they play Liverpool. They sit back and they try and hit us on the counter, whether it's at Old Trafford, whether it's at Anfield. So I see the game being like that. I think it's going to be an attack versus defense game? No. While I think they'll sit back and plan the counter, I don't think they're going to completely go full on part of the bus mode, because at the end of the day, they're still home. Their fans still expect a showing, don't they? So I still think it'll be a pretty end-to-end game at times. I'd be very surprised if they came out the blocks and actually attacked us and went for it. I'll be honest, I'd be very, very surprised if they did that. I don't think they will. But nonetheless, I'm expecting a good game tomorrow. They're rarely boring games, are they? Liverpool, Man United. Obviously, there was the 0-0 back in 2023, late 2023. Other than that, there's always goals in our games, isn't it? There's always goals. 2-1 earlier this season. 2-2 at Anfield last season. Thanks to Trent, but it was 2-2 at Anfield last season. 3-0 at Old Trafford last season. Before that, 2-2 at Old Trafford the year before. Obviously, we're 0-0 there. Before that, 7-0 back in 2023 as well. Mid-2023. They obviously beat us 2-1 at Old Trafford that year as well. Before that as well, the 4-0, the 5-0 for us. There's always goals in this fixture. It used to be a one-sided fixture up until recent years where United are kind of, giving us a bit more of a fight. But I expect them to be up for it, and I think they will give us a difficult game. If you asked me last season going into this game, I would have been confident we win because of how good we were last year. But fast forward a year later, I'm not as confident as I was last season. I certainly am not. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. We've got 4 games left. We've got United this weekend tomorrow, obviously. We've then got Chelsea at home next week at 12:30 kickoff, which is annoying because I've got to wake up early for that. Then we got Villa away after that, and then the final game against Brentford. If we are going to lose a game, I think it will probably be this one. I do think it will be this one. Either this or Villa. I think at home we'll be able to deal with Chelsea. And I think at home we'll have enough to deal with Brentford as well. If we're going to lose another game this season, which can happen, I'm not saying it can't. If we are, I certainly believe it will be tomorrow or the Villa game. While I've predicted a draw, I have gone with a 2-2 myself. I don't think it will be 0-0. I think it will be a good game. I do think it will be a good game. I do think there will be goals. I do think there will be goals. So I'm going to go with a 2-2 myself. But if there is going to be a winner tomorrow, guys, I do think it will be Manchester United. I can't lie. I do think the game and the winner will be Manchester United because them, of course, being at home, I think that gives them the edge. Like I said, we haven't got a great record over there. We haven't got a great record at their ground. So if there's going to be a winner in the game, if someone is going to steal it, I think it will be them, unfortunately. And I hope it's not because I don't want to lose to them. There's 2 games in the season I never want to lose. 4, actually. I don't want to ever lose to United at Anfield. I don't want to ever lose to United at Old Trafford. And I don't ever want to lose to Everton at Anfield. And I don't ever want to lose to Everton at previously the Goodison ground, Goodison Park, and now the Hill Dickinson ground. These are the 2 biggest games of the season. United will always, for me, it's second. It's second behind Everton because Everton's the derby. But nonetheless, man, a win. If we can win tomorrow, it'd be great. And we should be motivated, let's be honest. Guys, we should be up and motivated for tomorrow's game. I'm sorry. They came to Anfield and won earlier in the season. They came to our ground earlier this year and they fucking came and got 3 points. If that doesn't light a fire in our boys' stomach going into this game and saying, you know what? They came Anfield earlier this season and won. Fuck that. We're now going to go to their place and win. If that alone, us having lost to them at Anfield earlier this season, doesn't light a fire in our boys' stomach or in our boys' bellies, I don't know what is. I really don't. So I really hope the team are up for it, because they certainly will be up for it. They are certainly going to be up for tomorrow's game. So we've got to match their energy. We've got to match their intensity. Otherwise, we're going to be in for a rough afternoon. Let's be totally honest about it. It'll be a very, very, very rough afternoon. I don't think we'll get smashed. I don't think they'll get smashed. I don't think it'll be a one-sided game. I think it'll be a close game. If there is a winner in it, whether it's us or them, I think it'll be a one-goal thing. So a 2-1, 3-2 maybe. I think someone will win by an odd goal if there is a winner. But I hope that winner is us. Wouldn't it be poetic if in the same season they came to Anfield and won, and then we go to Old Trafford and win? How poetic would that be? Our greatest rivals came to our place and won, and then we went to their place and won. That would be absolutely insane, wouldn't it? It'd be absolutely insane if that happened. So, yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to the game. I'm nervous, but I'm looking forward to it. It's later in the season. This game is late in the season. It comes with only 4 games left remaining. Usually, this does come a bit earlier, but it is what it is, man. Who gives a crap? I'm saying, nonetheless, United Liverpool is United Liverpool whenever it's played. And yeah, we shall see, man. Hopefully, by tomorrow evening, I will be a very, very happy man. Either I'm going to be very happy or I'm going to be very upset. One or the other, you know what I'm saying? One or the other. If the players aren't motivated, there must be something wrong with them. Indeed, Brian, it's Liverpool, Man United, man. You can't not be motivated. I'm sorry. You can never not be motivated for United at home or away, or Everton at home and away. 4 games every season that I expect our players to give their all in. Win, lose, or draw. Just give your all in it and show that you care and you fought for the result. If we lose tomorrow, but we gave 100%, yes, I'll be upset. But at least I can sit there and say, you know what? We went to Old Trafford and we actually played a decent game and gave them a game. If we don't and we just surrender, I'm going to be pissed off. And our performances against United and Everton away in recent years, haven't been great. United away, we either a loss or a draw. Most of the time draw, but at the odd occasion they beat us, rarely wins. Same with Everton, most of the time draw, rare occasion they beat us, hardly a win. So I don't see much wins at Old Trafford, and I don't see much wins at Goodison, and now obviously Dickinson, we won our first game there. But at Goodison, I didn't see much wins there. And it'd be nice to see a win this weekend. You know, at least then we can say, you know what? We've had a 6 season, but at least we still went there and beat them. You know what I'm saying? I'd love it if we have a bad season. And we are having a bad season, make no mistake about it. But we can at least say, you know what? We still went to Old Trafford and won. You know what I'm saying? We still went to their place and won. So, yeah, man. It's going to be a huge, huge, huge encounter, man. A huge game. And I'm very much looking forward to it. As I'm sure are the United fans. I'm sure they're also very hyped for this game. And rightly so. Why wouldn't you be? It's a great gesture what they're doing for Diogo. Again, I'll say it again. Pure class for Manchester United Football Club and their fans for doing that in the 20th minute. Like I said, I remember back in 2022 when Cristiano Ronaldo lost his unborn child and our fans came together in the 7th minute of the game against them and we clapped. And now they're repaying it by clapping for Diogo in the 20th minute. So that's lovely, man. That is pure class for Manchester United Football Club. And again, goes to show we're rivals and we're not enemies. So that's lovely. But on the pitch, of course, you always want to beat them regardless, don't you? And I'm sure they're the same. They always want to beat us regardless on the pitch. Come on, man. Let's get the 3 points tomorrow. You know, if we beat them as well, guys, ironically, we go 3rd in the league. As bad as we've been, we're still only 3 points behind them, which is fucking insane. We're 3 points behind them, beat them tomorrow, and we go 3rd. Now, that's not something to brag about, and it ain't something that I'm bragging about because ultimately, for the money we spent and for the season we had last year and our expectations going into this season, 3rd isn't good enough. But we can win tomorrow. We can go up to 3rd, which is fucking mad. So that maybe will be a bit of motivation for the lads as well. Hopefully, it's a bit of motivation for the lads. But I have put my match preview out earlier, people. So do have a look at my match preview. Gave my thoughts and feelings ahead of the game. I gave you guys my predicted 11. I did it here as well, but I did it in the preview as well, the pre-recorded preview. And of course, I gave my score prediction at the end. I am going with a 2-2 draw. I think it will end Desmond. I think it will be a good game. And I think it will be end to end. But I'm going to go with a 2-2. But if there is to be a winner tomorrow, I do think it will be Manchester United. I do think it will be Manchester United Football Club. Unfortunately, if it was at Anfield, I would have said we might be the favourites to win. But home advantage, if there's going to be a winner in the game, I think it will be Man United. So, yeah, man. Hopefully, I can have some bragging rights tomorrow against some United fans because I've had to take a lot of shit from them this year. I've had to take a lot of shit from Manchester United fans this season. A lot, man. And I don't want to. I'd love to give them a bit back tomorrow, to say the least. I'd love to give them a little bit back tomorrow. So, yeah, man. I'm looking forward to them, but I'm nervous at the same time. I'm nervous in the sense that I know we could go into the game and lose, but I'm also excited in the sense of, yeah, we could go there and get a win as well. Like I said, we've seen strange things happen, haven't we, in football? I've seen the worst Man United teams come to Liverpool, the best Liverpool teams, and get results. Last season, perfect example. They were trash last season, and we were good last season, and they came and got a 2-2 draw at Anfield. Vice versa, in 2021, we were crap that year. They were good. We went there and won 4-2. So, form goes out the window. Form will always go out in the window in a game like this, won't it? So, we shall see how it goes, people. We shall see how it goes. But obviously, look, being Manchester United versus Liverpool, being the biggest game in English football, being English royalty, this is the standout game of the weekend. There are other games on this weekend. I'm not going to talk too much about them because I couldn't care less, really. But Leeds-Burnley, Leeds won 3-1 yesterday. 3 o'clock, Brentford are playing West Ham. Wolves are playing Sunderland. Newcastle playing Brighton. Arsenal playing Fulham at 5:30. Tomorrow, there's Palace-Bournemouth. Man United Liverpool is not on at 4:30. It's actually on at 3:30, which is a weird time, but whatever. It's kicking off an hour before it usually would. And then you got Villa Spurs at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Interesting. You've then got Chelsea Forest on Monday. And then Everton Manchester City on Monday as well at 8 p.m. Chelsea, that is a weird time. Chelsea are playing at 3 o'clock on a Monday. That is a fucking very odd time to be playing, I will say, but whatever. And then, of course, you got Everton City. So there are some decent games there. Villa Spurs will be interesting. Everton City will be interesting. Chelsea Forest will be interesting. Arsenal Fulham will be interesting. And obviously, the standout game is our game, Manchester United versus Liverpool. Yeah, I'm not going to get too much into the rest of the games because I could care less. Could really care less about those games. There is something I want to touch on, guys, before we do head off. I want to bring this up on screen because this put a smile on my face when I saw it yesterday. Nothing Liverpool related, but I'm going to do this before I close up. So, look at that, people. Look at that. Oh, it's a bank holiday. Makes sense then. That makes sense then. Jurgen Klopp will not be joining Real Madrid. It's over. He's not interested. That's my fucking manager right there. They say you can't reject Madrid. They say the Madrid law is too big and it's too much. Jurgen Klopp has just straight up said, I'm not joining Real Madrid. It is over. Man just said straight up, I'm not interested, you know. That's loyalty. That's stuff that you don't see in today's game with players or managers. I'm saying the fact that Jurgen Klopp openly rejected Madrid, we know it's not hard to it's hard to reject Madrid. Very, very hard to turn them down. And Klopp just did it like that. Shows how much love and admiration he still has for Liverpool. And that love and admiration is very much repaid by us fans as well. We love the guy. This was never going to happen. I don't know why people are trying to push it so much. Klopp was dropping numerous hints throughout the season that he wasn't interested in the job. When they asked him about it, he laughed. He came out and took digs at the club, saying that if Xabi Alonso didn't do well at Madrid after having done so well at Leverkusen and he's gone in 6 months, all is not well behind the scenes at the club. He took digs at them. He was openly trying to make out and tell them he wasn't interested. Now, I don't know if Madrid were the ones who didn't take the hint, or whether it was the media trying to push it, but look, as you can see right there, he's not interested. Man said straight up, fuck off, I'm not interested. And I expected that. It's just not a Jurgen Klopp fit. It's just not a Jurgen Klopp club. Madrid are a team full of superstars, not hard workers. The complete opposite to what Klopp wants in a team. It was never going to happen. And Now, there are rumours they didn't even approach him. They didn't even try because they knew they were going to get rejected. But this goes to show that not everyone is sucked in by the Madrid law. It goes to show that loyalty still does exist. And big up to my gaffer, Jurgen Klopp. Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, more of a Klopp type team. He'd fit them a bit more. I don't personally see Jurgen Klopp coming back to club management. Maybe I'm biased in that because I don't want him to. But I don't ever see him coming back and returning to club management. I don't. I think he's done with club management. I think he managed two very good clubs in Dortmund and Liverpool, and I think he's more than happy with that. If he does go back to management, I think he's taking the Germany job in a couple of years' time. That's what I think he does. But club level football, I don't see him coming back to club level football anytime soon, and I don't think he ever will. I think he's more than happy doing what he's doing. I look at Jurgen Klopp on Instagram and everything he posts. The man looks so happy. He looks so stress-free, not being a manager. He looks so happy just doing his sporting director role at Red Bull, being stress-free, and living his life now. You know, he gave us 9 glorious years, and we'll always look back on them in a great way. But he looks so happy just being free. And people genuinely thought he was going to go into that chaos of a Club Madrid. Yeah, it was never going to happen, and I'm glad he shut the rumours down. He had to straight up say he wasn't interested because people wouldn't take a hint. So this was never going to happen, and I'm glad that my manager has rejected these dickheads Real Madrid because they are dickheads. Let's get it right, they are dickheads. And yeah, looks like they're probably going to end up getting Jose Mourinho back, which I think again is probably a much better fit for them than Jurgen Klopp is. Anyway, like he wasn't going to take the job anyway, but yeah, just had to discuss on that, man. You know, I just wanted to big up Jurgen because he has rejected Madrid and said straight up, I'm not interested. Big up to my gaffer, man. Don't Real Madrid buy the players, not the coach? They do indeed, Brian. The coach gets fuck all say at Madrid. He doesn't get a say on who he wants to bring in. He doesn't get a say on what he can do. He's pretty much given players and told, find a system to get these all to work in. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what happens at Real Madrid. It's not a good run. It's not a well-run club. It really isn't. It really isn't a well-run club, normal. They're a sinking ship. They've gone 2 years without a trophy, which is fucking insane. But look, I can't stand Madrid personally. I know a lot of people have them as their second team. I can't stand them. I don't like the way they are. I don't like the way they treat their legends. I don't like the way their fans are. I don't like the way they treated Alonso. And I just don't like Madrid in general. They took, because of them, we could have had 8 Champions Leagues if it wasn't for Real Madrid. And beating us in the final twice. So yeah, I can't stand Madrid. If they're going to suffer, long may it continue. I got no time for them. I think they're scumbags. And their fans don't exactly have a very good history of be showing a lot of cash, do they? If you know, you know. So yeah, they do sign them. Madrid do buy the players, and then they get the manager to just work with them, which again is no good because the manager doesn't have a say. He can't build his team. They just are hell bent on doing a superstar thing. They're very hell bent on doing this whole Galactico thing, and it's just not going to work because I've said numerous times, Galacticos, they never gel. They never play as a team. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? They had it with Ronaldo and them lot back in the day, and now they're having it again with Mbappe and them lot. Jurgen Klopp is smart, and he's staying as far away from that as he possibly can. Mourinho, on the other hand, from what I've read, Mourinho actually wants to go back there. And he'd be a great fit for them. He's the perfect manager to get them sorted out, isn't he? He's the perfect manager to get them sorted out and get their egos in check. So he's probably a good fit for them, and he probably will get them back up to an acceptable caliber. But yeah, I ain't got no time for Real Madrid, man. If you don't even back your player or your coach, if you back the players over the coach and tell the coach that you're last in the pecking order, you know you're a fuck club, aren't you? It should always be owners, manager, players. There, it's owner, players, manager. Really unfair. Unless you're a big name at Madrid, like a Mourinho and Ancelotti, you're never going to succeed there. Xabi Alonso was fighting a losing battle from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, fuck Real Madrid, man. Could care less about them. And I'm glad that Jurgen Klopp came out straight up and said, I'm not going to join them. I've got no interest. Like I said, I don't think he ever manages again at club level. If he did, where could I see him? Maybe Atletico, maybe even Barcelona. But I really don't think he does that. He certainly isn't coming back to England because he made that clear when he left us. It's going to be very intriguing what happens at Madrid. I hope that they suffer for as long as possible, personally. But ayo, is what it is, lads. Is what it is. So yeah, there was that. Just wanted to discuss a bit about that because that news did make me happy, and it put a smile on my face when I read that quote. When I read that quote, I thought, "Oh man, Jurgen, you absolute fucking legend. You've completely shut down the law that Madrid are unrejectable." Yes, Brian, I think he'll manage Germany. I do think he does that. I do think he does that. If he goes back to management, I think it'll be the German national team. Maybe after Nagelsmann leaves in a couple of years' time. But that's the honour I would love to see Klopp have. For him to wear his club's colours and represent his club and take his club into a World Cup or Euros and win something with his country. That's the honour that anyone should have. And I'd love to see him go Germany and win something there as well. Manage the German national team and win something there. So that's certainly something I can see. And that's certainly something I could be behind. And it would make me very happy if I saw that. And yeah, look, I love Jurgen Klopp to bits, man, for what he did at Liverpool. And wherever he goes, whatever he does with his life, I wish him nothing but the best. That man turned me from a doubter into a believer. That man took all of us Liverpool fans when we were down in the dumps to a certain level again. And I'll always hold him in high regards for that forever. And yeah, Germany for sure, Brian. If he does go back to management, I think it'll be the German national team. But I don't think he'll go back to club level anytime soon. I sincerely doubt it. So that's interesting for sure. The game at the weekend, the game tomorrow is going to be interesting. She's excited and nervous at the same time. We'll be doing a watch long, people. I will be, of course, live for the watch long tomorrow for the game. I'm not sure whether I'll have a guest or guests joining me. If not, I will be doing it by myself, of course. So the watch long will be live tomorrow, of course. We'll be going live at 3:15, so about 15 minutes before the game kicks off. We can discuss a bit about the pre-build-up and everything. We'll have the match reaction after as well. And then, of course, I'll be back on Monday with the aftermath stream. So stay tuned, people. There's quite a bit to unravel. I'm hoping in the match reaction tomorrow, I'm happy because we've won and gotten a decent result. But either way, I'll be there supporting the team. I'll always get behind the team on the pitch, man. No matter what, I'll always get behind the boys. Even if they piss me off, I'll always get behind them. Especially tomorrow against United. I've got to do that. So it is what it is, man. I'll be upset if we lose, of course. But look, it wouldn't surprise me if we did lose. So yeah, going to be interesting. Biggest game in English football tomorrow, man. Bring it on. Bring it fucking on. But guys, that's it for me today, man. It's been a great chat with you guys, as always. Big up to every single one of you locked in. Again, I'll be back tomorrow discussing more about the game. I'll be back with the match reaction as well. And, of course, the watch long. And then Monday, of course, we'll be back as well. So, yeah, big week coming up. And big up to every single one of you locked in. A quick world call before I do head off. Big up to Brian, of course. Big up to AJ. Appreciate you being in. Who else was in here, man, earlier? There's one or two other people. Big up Twisted Fate, man. Going to the game tomorrow. Like I said, enjoy the game. Hope you don't enjoy the result, though. Because I do want us to win. Big up to Joshy J. Make sure you do sub to Joshy J, people, if you haven't already done so. Big up to Bus Baptiste again, locked in. Big up yourself, Bus Baptiste. Big up to Die for Liverpool. Who else was in here? Big up to Clive. Big up yourself, Clive. Appreciate you being in, brother. Who else was in here? I think there's one or two people that I've missed. Who else, man? I have missed someone, haven't I? There was one more person in. Apologies, people. Let me just find them. They should be here somewhere. Can't find them now. That's fucking weird. Here we go. Big up to Mickham as well. Big up to Mickham. Appreciate you being in, brother. Big up to every single one of you locked into the building. The Man United Liverpool kickoff before the 2 p.m. finish. It's weird. It's very weird, Brian. I don't know why it's just not a regular 4:30 kickoff, but they've decided to move it an hour before for some reason. Whatever. It is what it is, but it is weird. I just keep it the normal 4:30 time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, big up to every single one of you, man. I appreciate every one of you that locks in week in, week out. If you are going to join for the watch long tomorrow, do join. Look forward to seeing you all tomorrow as well. We'll be back as well on Vigilante's channel for the weekend roundup tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully, it's after Liverpool get a good result, but we'll see, man. Either way, I will be there. win, lose, or draw, I'll be sorry in my face and I'll take the banter. And I'll give it. If we win, I will give a bit as well. So yeah, big up, man. Appreciate every single one of you locked in. And yeah, I'm out, man. Liverpool Profit out in a bit. Up the Reds. Let's get that win tomorrow, lads. Let's get that win and beat the Mags in a bit. Peace.